Talk about the mounting Democratic skepticism over the Iran nuclear deal with Democratic Congressman Brad Sherman from California. He serves on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, and over the weekend he announced his opposition to the proposed pact. Congressman, thanks so much for being here. You met personally with President Obama and Secretary of State John Kerry in the last several weeks. They failed to gain your support. Was it a close call at all?
It was a close call in that I respect the effort they've put into this. I mean, compared to the prior administration, which talked about Iran, but not only didn't do anything, but disobeyed the law and fought us successfully in Congress to prevent us from imposing new sanctions. This administration has taken the problem seriously. They've wrestled with it. I just think that this is a deal which we cannot lock our country into over the next 15 years. It's got some good and bad aspects in the first year, but next decade it really gets ugly.
President Obama gave an interview to National Public Radio in which he really pushed for the plan and said that disagreement with it doesn't make any sense. One of the things he said was the following.
If, in fact, the breakout times now are a few months, and we're able to push that breakout time out to a year so that we have more time and space to see whether or not Iran is cheating on an agreement, kicking out inspectors, going for a nuclear weapon. If the breakout time is extended for 15 years, and then it goes back to where it is right now, why is that a bad deal?
Why is that a bad deal, Congressman?
Well, short term, that is the advantage. Short term, we have the disadvantage that Iran gets its hands on at least $56 billion, some would say closer to 100, and they will use that money to support Assad, who has killed so many tens and hundreds of thousands of people. But the bigger problem is long term, not so much breakout time, but sneak out time. They will be able next decade to have an unlimited number of centrifuges, to have heavy water reactors, to have reprocessing plants. And a country that has any one of those three things is going to be able to sneak out in a way that Iran could not do at this time.
As you know, President Obama has been saying that the choice is basically between this nuclear deal or war. He told National Public Radio the following.
If we don't want to see a nuclear arms race, if we're seeing Iran getting closer and closer to breakout capacity, and we have before the entire world rejected what every serious nuclear expert who looks at this says is a serious deal to constrain their nuclear program, then in fact that leaves one option, and that is some form of military strike.
So President Obama is basically saying that you are going to be voting to go to war. What's your response?
I think that's just wrong, and we're looking at 60% of each house of the Congress thinking that Congress should not vote to approve this deal.
Congressman Brad Sherman, thank you so much.
Good to be with you.